Hey YouTube, Carrotswood here, bringing you all an update to my Dinowrestler Yugioh deck profile for post-Rising Rampage. We had a few new cards for the Dinowrestler deck from the Rising Rampage booster pack, so I felt an update to the deck was due. In the meantime, we have a good amount of effect monsters. The big point of the Dinowrestler deck is to focus on the field spell and special summon out a bunch of different Dinowrestlers that then you can use for Link Summon, Fusion, Synchro, you name it. This deck can really do a lot based on the summoning methods that we got for it from Dark Neostorm, and it really does help with the support we received in the Rising Rampage booster pack. It's a little added bonus to the Dinowrestler deck. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So to start off for the monsters, probably the best Dinowrestler in the deck, just for the fact that it's also been a major staple in a lot of side decks for competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Dinowrestler Pankratops. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Pankratops once per turn this way, and as a quick effect where you contribute one Dinowrestler monster, then target one card your opponent controls and destroy it, and you can only use the effect of Pankratops once per turn. So usually, in competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! They would tribute Pankratops himself for the destruction effect. What's great about the Dinowrestler deck is you can have other Dinowrestlers for the tribute while keeping Pankratops on the field to reuse again next turn, since it is a once per turn effect, but it's a big bonus and benefit at that being able to use that power with all the different Dinowrestler monsters we have in the deck. I also run 3 Dinowrestler Capoeira Raptor. With this one, the attack position card cannot be destroyed by battle, and if this card is attacked, you change it to defense at the end of the damage step. And during the standby phase, if this card is in defense position, you can special summon one Dinowrestler Capoeira Raptor from your deck. You can only use this effect of Capoeira Raptor once per turn. So having the option for the special summon definitely does help with your different summons with the deck, which is why I like to run it at 3 maximum, just so you can make full use of the special summon of this card. And the attack position isn't that big of a problem, since we run World Dino Wrestling. This card will protect Capoeira Raptor after the switch to defense when it is attacked, because then you can only attack with one card during the battle phase, but we'll get more onto that when we get to the spells. And then also for the final 3 ofs, I run 3 Dinowrestler Stegosaur. With this one, if it is special summon, you can add 1 Dinowrestler monster or 1 World Dino Wrestling from your deck to your hand. And during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent to this turn and your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can target 1 Dinowrestler monster in your graveyard, except for Stegosaur, and special summon it. You can only use each effect of Stegosaur once per turn. The special summon is very, very easy, since we have a special summon effect with World Dino Wrestling. So setting that up in the graveyard for this card special summon just gives us the additional search. It works very well together, just as a big circle, basically getting the special summon for Stegosaur off of the field spell, then having the option to search it out to activate it on the field as well. And then if that gets destroyed, you can just use the effect again, special summon another one, and then have that option to go for. So I like to run 3 of this card for that consistency, plus it's also powerhouse, just like Capoeira Raptor at 1900 attack, and Capoeira Raptor is at 1800 attack. So the true powerhouse is to add some beatdown power to your Dinowrestler deck. And I also run 2 Dinowrestler Rampage. This is one of the new cards from Rising Rampage. When your Dinowrestler monster inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense. You can use the effect of Rampage once per turn. Your opponent cannot target other Dinowrestlers you control with card effects, so it's kind of like a protection effect, keeping your bigger Dinowrestlers that we run in the deck safe from some other effects for sure, just as a sort of shield to use on the field. With that extra special summon, it also gives you other options and resources to summon out to the field depending on what cards you may want to make with the deck. And also for the new Dinowrestlers, I am running 2 Dinowrestler Marshall on Kilo. During damage calc, if another Dinowrestler monster you control battles an opponent's monster, a quick effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Then the monster you control cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, the attack of your opponent's battling monster is halved until the end of damage step. And during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there from the field this turn, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. And you can only use the effect of Marshall on Kilo once per turn. So you really want to benefit from the field effect, just so you'll have the option to get the additional special summon with this this card, but the fact that you can use both of the effects either from the hand or field definitely gives you options depending on where this card is in the game state at the time. So you can have the benefit of just using it as that hand trap that your opponent might not know about, or just sending it to the graveyard to protect your bigger Dino Wrestlers that may be doing battle. And I also run 2 Dinowrestler Capaptera. With this one, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you could target one monster your opponent controls and send it to the graveyard. You can only use this effect of Capaptera once per turn. And if this card is sent to the graveyard as link material for the link summon of a Dinowrestler monster, you can activate this effect. The link monster that used this card as material gains 1,000 attack to the end of this turn. So some real powerhouses in our deck, including King T Wrestle. We have some true power beef up that we can do with this deck. So Capaptera's additional boost is a good at 2 power-wise. You can just have the field set up, which is why I didn't want to run too many more of this card. But just being able to take care of your opponent's problems with this one is another big added bonus for sure. And then for a few one-ofs, I run 1 Dinowrestler Marshall Anga, a 1 Eskremamenshi, and 1 Quasalot. Quasalot is the special summon tuner if you control no monsters from your hand. Eskremamenshi is a easy normal summon without tributing, and then you're having the additional options to target a level 4 lower Dinowrestler monster in your graveyard and special summon it, and then add this card to your hand. So you have recycle powers with this one, easy special summon, plus the fact that this is a tuner for your synchro summon in the deck. And Dinowrestler Marshall Anga during damage calc is another send effect for being able to protect your Dinowrestlers. I like them each at 1 just for those options when available and when you need them in the deck otherwise. Not as big of numbers as some of the other ones that give you, like, added search or easy special summon to help extend your plays, but I like running them as one-ofs just for their additional boosts. And then I also am running a small Dino Engine just to assist with the Dino Wrestlers. So I run 3 Miscellaneousaurus, just an easy protection card for your Dino Wrestlers on the field. And then in the graveyard, being able to banish it and some other dinos to special summon an easy dino to the field. And then most of the time with that special summon, I like to go for Babysaurus. Just having another easy special summon of a level 4 lower dinosaur monster from your deck gives you options, let's say, for plenty of cards, including Stegosaur, so an added boost there for sure with Babysaurus. And I also run 2 Soul Eating Oviraptor. I might bump this card up to 3. If I were to bump it up to 3, I might take out one of the 2 bigger Dino Wrestlers that I run in the deck. Pretty much player preference there, since you can then have a Dino Wrestler be sent to the graveyard with this card, or add it to your hand depending on which one you wanted. And then also just being able to target one other level 4 lower dino on the field, destroy it, and special summon one from your graveyard for more consistency with this card definitely does help as well. And also, just for a final powerhouse, I run 2 Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. This one just with the banish and being able to set all of your opponent's monsters, being at 3,500 attack and being able to burn your opponent for damage. Another true powerhouse that I like to run in the deck. And that is it for the monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. Spoke of this card earlier, but World Dino Wrestling, the field spell. I like to run 3 of this. While you control a Dino Wrestler monster, each player can attack with only 1 monster during each battle phase. And if your Dino Wrestler monster attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 200 attack during damage calc only. And if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can banish this card from your graveyard to special summon 1 Dino Wrestler monster from your deck. You can only use this effect of World Dino Wrestling once per turn. So the easy banish for a special summon definitely does come in handy when you're at a disadvantage against your opponent, which is why I like to run 3 of this card, because it does give you the extra options to use different effects in the graveyard along with on the field. And I also run the 3 Fossil Dig. This card can search for basically any dinosaur in the deck. A good majority of them, I think a few are the exception, like Pancratops and some of the bigger dinos, but you still have options for any of the other ones depending on the play you wanted to go for. So I'd say definitely a 3 of in the deck. And lastly, I run, not lastly, we're not even close to done to the spells, but I run 1 Fusion Recycling Plant and 1 Terraforming. I would say this is just to finish off the field spell plays. I prefer to run Polymerization, which we'll get to in just a second, over the Dino Wrestler Quick Play Fusion. I'll say why when we get to Polymerization, but Fusion Recycling Plant and the 1 Terraforming, just so you can have options depending on what you want to search for your field spell as well in the deck, whether you want Fusion Recycling Plant for your fusion play, or, if you want to search for the World Dino Wrestling field spell either. And I also run the 2 Polymerization to go for the fusion of your Chimera T-Wrestle in the deck. Now, basically the Dinowrestler quick play spell makes it so you can fusion summon with a quick play spell of monsters on your field. I like the Polymerization. It gives you the option, since you do need a link monster to make the fusion monster, you do need that on the field, but having the option to choose either one on the field or just, one from your hand is a big benefit, since you don't have to invest on the field to make your fusion play and miss out on some other potential plays you could make with the cards. Why I just like to run the 2 of this, because I do run 2 of the fusion in the deck to make full use of them. And I also run 2 Foolish Burial Goods. This is to send the field spell quicker to the graveyard to make use of the special summon if need be with the deck as well. Only 2 though, so I can still have the option to search one out and activate it normally like I would. And I also run, to finish off the main deck, 1 Monster Reborn, just for easy special summons of a lot of my dinos back from the graveyard to the field. And that is it for the main deck. When I move on to the extra deck, I run 2 Dinowrestler King T-Wrestle, one of your big go-to dinos in the deck. Having plenty of arrows to also make use of the other extra deck monsters we run. And also, if it battles, your opponent cannot activate spell or traps until the end of damage step, and your opponent's monster cannot target monsters for attack except for this one. And at the start of your opponent's battle phase, you could target 1 attack position monster your opponent controls, and your opponent can only attack with other monsters until the end of this turn. And if they declared attack, you destroy it at the end of the battle phase. It's a true boss monster to get over with this deck, having 3,000 attack and just needing 2 or more Dinowrestler monsters to make it. Makes it a true powerhouse link at that. I didn't have any, I don't know where they went. I think it's a common, and I didn't have any of the link to Dinowrestler either. I traded them all away, but I would obviously run it since it's another easy link to make that can make full use with the fusion. But I have Repodocus in here just to fill in that spot, but this would be the link to Dinowrestler if I had it. So definitely run it in this spot instead of this link monster for that play, and then I'll show 1 more additional link monster I would get rid of, because I would like to run 2 of the Dinowrestler link monster. For the additional links, I run 1 Security Dragon, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Underclock Taker, 1 Mrs. Radiant, 1 Triple Burst, and 1 Boral Sword. I would take out one of the link 2s, more likely Security Dragon or Underclock Taker, to add in the second of the Dinowrestler link 2s. And then to finish off the extra deck, I also run 2 of the fusion monster, the Chimera T-Wrestle. Like I said, you need a Dinowrestler link monster and then 1 Dinowrestler monster to make this. So I just prefer the Polymerization play, since you can use 1 in your hand for the other additional Dinowrestler monster. The link monster obviously have to be on the field, but a true powerhouse when you can get it out. And the same goes for Yugioh Spinosavate. I only have the 1 tuner, but it's really all you need with the easy special summon you can do for the card on the field with this card, and another good option to go for when you want to go for the Synchro instead of the Fusion or the Link. And then for a few Exceed monsters, we don't have any Dinowrestler links, but Evil's Arlagia and Evil's Ardoka for all of the different level 4s we run in the deck definitely do still come in handy. Being able to make these with any of the level 4s we have, whether it be Soul Eating Oviraptor, Miscellaneosaurus, or any of the Dinowrestler level 4s, works well together, since sometimes we're limited with the links for this deck, being only able to use the Dinowrestler cards. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoy the video. Until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.